What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to check out the Nissan Z. So now in 2025 we are onto the third model year of this new car. Is this a sports car to buy, especially given what they go for on the used market? And most of these dealer discounts are pretty wild. This one's MSRP is $56,600. However, I've seen brand new ones going for like $6 grand off sticker. So realistically, you could probably get into the new Nissan Z Performance for about 50 grand. So it undercuts the Toyota Supra quite a lot. And then it really puts us into the price range of maybe a Honda Civic Type R. So what do you guys think? Is this now the time to buy the Z in 2025? Because you get a 400 horsepower twin turbocharged 6-cylinder motor. This is a 3-liter V6, also makes 350 pound-feet of torque. It is rear wheel drive. You got a 6-speed manual or a 9-speed automatic transmission. Curb weight is 3,500 pounds, and 0 to 60 can be around 4.2 to 4.5 seconds. So let's take a look at the styling and comment below. What do you guys think of the Z now that we are into it 3 years? Got a cool design on the LED headlights. Hasn't changed at all since 2023. So pretty much all the same things we're used to seeing. Got that massive square-shaped front grille. I do like the gray trim in it, front parking sensors, and then a really sharp lower splitter. So I've always liked the retro style to it. The Nismo edition to me, I think, just looks a lot better. They really styled it perfect. This one, it's a little chunky looking, I think, just with the ultra retro vibe. It still is pretty cool looking. You have some sharp lines on the hood, and the side profile, I think, is where it's at. Just with the two-tone color, we got the pearl white and the black, and this is just a nice low slung sports car. Long hood, sloping rear end. Gotta love this car from the side. Around the side, you're also going to see the massive Akebono brakes, 4 pistons up front, and you also have the Raise Engineering forged lightweight wheels. Gray color, smooth body lines for the side, and then nice sharp body line for that side skirt. You're going to get gloss black on the mirrors with an LED turn signal, flush mounted design for the door handles, and with the two-tone you have all this blacked out, some sharp lines up above, and I like the silver stripe as well. Got your Nissan badge, massive fuel cap door, and then as we get around back, I think the retro style really comes to life back here. The taillights look really cool the way they're shaped. You got that lip spoiler up above, a dual exhaust, massive rear diffuser, and from the back definitely looks super classic. So overall, really good looking car, can't complain. And then for the cargo area, you have a button in the Nissan logo, and then opening this up, you got a pretty good amount of space. It is a very wide opening in here. However, it is a low ceiling just given how everything closes, but 2 people can go on a weekend trip with this with no issues. Moving on to the interior, you got those flush door handles with a button to lock and unlock them. Now for the door panel, you have this black soft touch and then this blue micro suede with the synthetic leather. A lot of this is carryover from the 370Z, as you will notice. However, you have much better tech and of course the new powertrain. You have manual controls for up and down on the base. Power controls are on the inside. And then to gain access to the extra storage, you do have to hold these buttons for a little while to get the seat out of the way. And then you can see the nice little shelves behind these seats. So it's a nice, clever way to have extra space in a small 2-seat car. And then if we just go ahead and let this get all out of the way, hopping into the Nissan Z, we have the manual on this one, of course, which is a fun touch. And then if I go ahead and put my foot on the clutch, let's fire it up. So with the interior, once again, nothing has changed. So pretty much everything you are expecting in the Z is what you're going to see. You have the same controls on the steering wheel, cruise control on the right, audio on the left, and you can configure the screen a little bit. I still love this gauge display with all of your vitals on the right, the massive tach. A couple of things of information you can change over on this left side, and then under settings you can view all sorts of different things. Now you can also change the overall display, which honestly, unless you're using navigation in the center, I would definitely keep it on the Z1. So you have all your basic Nissan stuff in the center, and then of course you can go into a fuller screen, or we're going to stick with the Z because that just looks a lot better for this car. You're also going to see we have the windshield wipers on the right, turn signals over on the left, Z badge right, front, and center. You can turn traction control off mostly on that left side, and then just some black up above. We have our boost gauge, the boost RPM, and then of course your battery. And then with the two-tone color, just I like how it looks. It looks really nice in here. This is a bright and bold interior, so it may not be everyone's taste. For the center screen, again, what we're used to seeing on Nissans, just all your basic information you can swipe through. Got a couple different icons. We have settings you can view, shortcuts down below, more shortcuts in a physical form too. You can get navigation, camera settings as well. And then for the backup camera, you have a pretty good HD graphic. It's a little on the fuzzy side, pixelated side, so not exactly the most up-to-date look. And then down below that, we have all of our climate controls. So you're gonna get physical dials, making it super easy, right off of the 370Z, of course. And then the sport mode in this car is basically just rev matching. So you can see the S up there, turning on and off. Kind of have to hold it to turn it off. We have a little bit of storage. 6-speed manual, has a nice shift boot around it, manual park and brake, heated seats and trunk. And then there are 2 cup holders. However, you can slide one away. You can also press this button and open it up, and we got a little bit extra storage all down below. And then for the glove box on the right side, a pretty nice bucket. One last look at the interior. Not a bad view around. You're gonna get dome lights up above. We have extensions on the sun visor. Garage door buttons is gonna be on the mirror. And just a nice look overall. All right, so taking a quick spin in the Nissan Z. Now, if you do want to see this in the mountains, we have plenty of Z content on the channel with these new cars. So of course, we're just kind of getting our bearings with it on this video. But some things you're gonna notice, it's a small interior, honestly, if you're used to anything larger. Definitely not a big car. My one big complaint is just the seats, to me, are just not that comfortable. They do not cradle my leg at all. They are really short feeling. I'm 5'11", maybe I have longer legs proportionally than maybe others at my height, not too sure, but I just feel like my legs are way too big in this car. So I don't really fit that comfortably in this. The seats are pretty high up too. I'm really close to the ceiling. Other than that though, it's a cool car overall. It rides pretty comfortable and really smooth. You know, this is a heavier car than maybe its direct performance competitor, which would be a Toyota Supra. However, it's really smooth and pretty forgiving for ride quality. It's kind of a GT sports car. If you're really into the tight turns, you know, this is gonna be a little bit of a heavy body roll kind of sports car. But if you're into the highway cruising, straight line power, you know, this is a good way to go over a Ford Mustang if you don't need the back seats and the bigger trunk. So it has a lot going for it if that's more what you're into. And with the power, I mean, this engine can make some really good power when tuned and modified. So you can get some good straight line speed out of this car. The turning circle is pretty tight, so it's really an easy car to maneuver. And even though it has a longer hood, it doesn't feel as long as the 370Z did. So I like the interior proportions from sitting here. Visibility is what you would expect for a two-door, two-seat car like this. And then if we get up to speed, there's a little bit of lag in the low RPM. Once you hit about 4,000, that's when the power starts coming to life, and it packs a punch. This is a pretty fast car, especially in a straight line. The steering weight is pretty nice, has a really smooth left to right, so it's an easy car to handle. However, you are going to get some body roll. When you take these turns, even just doing that, you can feel the car swaying quite a lot. So the Nismo edition, if you really want the more track focus, the more pinpointy, you know, go to the mountains, the Nismo is honestly a significantly better car, I think. The bucket seats, they fit me really well where I sink into that car. This one, I'm just so on top of it, and it's got a little bit of body roll. But again, normal driving perspective, you know, if you're just looking for a good daily driver cruiser sports car that is fast, this is a good way to go, especially with the pricing. You know, they have good discounts on these cars to where you're gonna be under 50 grand for the most part, or low 40s on the used market. So it's a good car for those reasons, I would say. And then once again, turning circle is super sharp. Backup camera, while the graphics could be better, you can see everything. You got those parking sensors, makes it really easy. And a 3-point turn is perfectly fine on just a basic 2-lane road.